What we are looking at is that I'm looking at a parliament when President Museveni is out of power in 2021. And that issue has already been resolved under the National Unity Platform. We know how it's going to be done. So right now our role is to encourage all Ugandans to go out and vote. And we are giving our confidence to Ugandans and telling them that we are changing the leadership in 2021. Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu is going to be the president. But we are telling you that this mission is going to be achieved through peaceful means. And we are also telling President Museveni and the other people under this regime that we are not going to play dirty politics, politics of revenge and all that. We are promoting politics of national reconciliation and forgiveness. We just want to build Uganda from scratch, to rebuild it, and to also respect and ensure that they leave their legacy. So we respect President Museveni and the regime and the current people that are there enough to tell them that you know what, step aside. If you cannot step aside, the Ugandans are going to get you out of power in 2021, but we shall respect your legacy, we shall treat you well, we shall not disrespect you, but we are taking power in 2021. So there is no contradiction about that. It is not me to remove President Museveni, it is the people of Uganda that are going to remove President Museveni. I only have one vote. But the Ugandans have already spoken. For so many years you have seen it. Even the courts have already told us, they have ruled that there's a lot of rigging, but maybe the rigging may not be substantial to cancel the results. So already all the signs are there. You can see the bad governance issues. You can see the rampant killings going on. You can see the human rights violations. So Ugandans are already bitter about these things, but they are keeping calm. They were all along there waiting for a leader who can tell them that we can change this leadership, not through just defiance, but through peaceful means, by all of us getting out and voting. That is why under this Kyagulanyi generation, you are seeing so many youth people, they are joining politics. People have got their undergarment because they have trust. This time they are going to cast their votes. So there's no contradiction about that issue. There is no contradiction about that issue. And mark my words, in 2021, you'll call me back here for an interview and say, Shamim, you are really so sure about what you are saying. The only thing we cannot do now is to tell this regime and President Museveni how we are going to get them out of power. It would make the mission impossible, but it is going to be achieved. But we just want them to be sure and to be rest assured that we are not going to revenge on them. We just want to build Uganda. We just want to respect them and the things that they have done for the country so far. Making a manifesto under the National Unity Platform, a People Power Movement manifesto, a manifesto that is inclusive of all people, NRM, not NRM, all tribes. I will not be a member of parliament in Museveni's government. I'm going to be a member of parliament in Kyagulanyi's government in 2021. Of course I'll win, Kyagulanyi will win, NUP members will win, all aspirants will win, advocates of change will win, and NUP and People Power does not mean Kyagulanyi only and People Power, it means all Ugandans that want change. That is why, as National Unity Platform and People Power, or as Kyagulanyi, we don't stand for opposition, we stand for all Ugandans. We know that there are even people who are in NRM, they love Museveni so much, President Museveni, they love this regime so much, and they are saying, but we should retire peacefully. So those people are also with us, you get. So we are going to be a pro-people government of everyone. We are not coming to this thing of revenge. We are not coming to do this thing of revenging. We are not people who are saying that we shall celebrate when Museveni is dead on the streets. We are not part to that. For us, we are saying we shall celebrate his achievements, where he has brought the country from, and all his people, but they shall have a peaceful retirement, and we shall also be taking on the country, and they will be guiding us where need be.
And so I want to participate and bring value back to the woman's quarter. Bring value to the title, Member of Parliament, Honorable Member of Parliament, because that seat has lost the honor it has. There is no more honor in the title that's given to a number of members of Parliament. And so I want to join the small group of particularly opposition members of Parliament who still represent the needs, the desires, the agitations, the frustrations, the exploitation, the oppression of people in Kampala, but in Uganda more broadly. And so I think I celebrate the fact that I'm a member of Kampala City, I'm a resident of Kampala City, I've been employed in this city, I know the problems of Kampala, and I want to represent members of Kampala City and legislate for Ugandans using the Kampala Woman Member of Parliament ticket.
From your competitors?
First of all, I am running on the Forum for Democratic Change FDC party ticket, which means that I belong to an opposition party. Secondly, my voice has penetrated the corners of the entire world, not just Uganda, not just Africa, but the entire world. My voice has been hard articulating the issues of minorities, of marginalized people, of excluded, discriminated, segregated, oppressed Ugandans for a very long time. Specifically issues around women's rights, girls' rights, the lack of menstrual hygiene, sanitation facilities, but also sanitary pads, for example, is an issue that I took up in response to the failure of Yoweri Museveni to fulfill his promise that he made while canvassing for votes in 2016. I mobilized Ugandans in Uganda, but also Africans elsewhere, to fundraise. So I'm a fundraiser, unlike all these other women. I don't know what they have done for women and girls. I have fundraised in resistance and rebellion to the failure of the so-called Fountain of Honor to provide a promise to poor girls in Uganda that would keep them in school. Thirdly, in addition to my voice, I'm an activist. I have been leading major peaceful demonstrations against the kidnap and murders of women in Kampala, in Nansana, in Entebbe, in Mpigi, in the whole of Uganda. I mobilized a peaceful protest march that was resisted by the IGP and the entire police forces. However, I had to negotiate like a wise woman. I went to J.J. Odong, who was the minister, still is the Minister of Internal Affairs, and got permission at the last hour to conduct this peaceful march against kidnaps of women. And so I've been a protester for a long time. I protested in partnership with arcade traders. I protested against lack of food during the COVID-19 times. I protested against the murder of Tegu Emmanuel, a student of Makerere who was brutalized by the police. I have been a protester. I protested for labor rights of very many staff at Makerere University. And my protest as an activist, as an advocate for human rights, labor rights, women's rights, are at the core of what I have been doing and what I plan to do when I get to Parliament. Fourthly, a uniqueness about me is that unlike my colleagues, I have been imprisoned by the current regime. And so I speak critically about NRM, about the dictatorship of Yoweri Museveni, because I have been persecuted because of it. Unlike these other women contesting against me, none of them has been to prison. Most women would give up and say, criticizing the regime is dangerous. As a single mother, I left my 3 children behind, stayed in prison for 15 years, and afterwards, the High Court overruled and acquitted me, though I had been convicted unjustly. So I have tested the justice system. In spite of the persecution, I have persevered and came back and said, I'm coming back for you. I'm coming to criticize in Parliament. And so I think that my ability to resist, to defy, to keep on claiming that Ugandans need liberation from a 35-year-old dictatorship is key in terms of my uniqueness. Morality, my brother, when women are dying in labor because there are no facilities in hospital, when health workers do not have masks or gloves or sanitary facilities to protect them from COVID-19, health workers today don't have temperature guns in clinics where people are dying, yet guns are loaded with bullets. Big black mambas are running up and down the streets when there are no ambulances. Who is immoral? Nyanzi, who uses words and non-violent actions, or a regime that is murdering its own? We have seen murders and massacres of Ugandans en masse when LDUs are beating up and brutalizing innocent Ugandans going about their business. Who is immoral? What is worse than the immorality of a dictator who refuses to live even when there's an opportunity to go peacefully through elections? We see him coming as sole candidate from the dictatorial NRM. And so for me, in terms of immorality, I want to ask the question to Ugandans, who has bewitched us? If we look at a woman who is using truthful words, speaking truth to power, and looking at a regime of corrupt people, a regime of murderers, a regime of those who steal from the public fund, a regime that has deployed military violence that is brutalizing the bodies of men and women, a regime that no longer cares about the poor and the disenfranchised. Who is more immoral? I think that those who look at my words that are very peaceful and quite critical and speaking the truth are either bewitched or they're the very immoral people who are calling a moral agitator for freedom and human rights and constitutionalism and state of law and a return of the power to the people. They're calling me immoral. They are the immoral ones because the dictatorship is immoral. It's killing us. So I'm a member of Forum for Democratic, or FDC, political party. I have been a card-carrying member since 2017 when I joined the party. I celebrate the fact that FDC has built up my ability to resist and defy and speak critically, truth to power. I became fearless because I'm in the company of fearless Ugandans who sit around the table of FDC thinking and dreaming and planning for the liberation of Uganda. And so I have no regrets at all whatsoever for being a member of FDC. My party serves me and I serve my party. I have work to do in the FDC in order to grow the party, just as I feel that the party is grooming and growing me into a states leader, into a stateswoman, into a politician that we need to liberate our country. I joined People Power when there was a call for people to join. And when I joined, it was in response to the specific criteria that we could come from whatever political party. We didn't have to first desert our political parties. That is why when I joined People Power and I bought my red beret and I raised up my power fist and I said, People Power, the people responded, our power, because we shared a common goal of liberating Uganda from dictatorship. When I was joining People Power, there was no requisition for me to desert my party. That is why I retained my FDC card. All the leaders of People Power who know me well know that Stella Nyanzi is a member of FDC, just as they know that Chidandala is a member of DP and Chairman Nyanzi is a member of NRM and Asuman Basalira is a member of JEMA. None of us was required to leave our parties, just as those who were partyless or independent were not required to join. There was no criteria to join a party. I refused to join National Unity Platform because for me, my party FDC serves my interests. It builds on my defiance, my deployment of defiance as a strategy in the liberation struggle. I have work to do in FDC. I don't know what value National Unity Platform would add to me, but I remain a member of FDC and I remain a member of People Power because for me, it is legal, it is not criminal, and I have my devotion to both of these.
First of all, me, when you said that I'm not going to run away when the house is catching fire, I have to make sure that I find solutions. And that one gives you confidence in me that I'm ready to serve the people. Because I would have decided and say, okay, let me come in another party that everyone is talking about right now. Nope. But I've decided to come through DP to serve you as the woman MP Kampala. Sumayiya Muwonge is ready to work with everyone. I'm a DP candidate. I'm going to be from DP. But that doesn't take away the fact that in order to make sure that the services reach people, I have to work with everyone. Being a member of parliament on a DP card, it won't take away the fact that when an accident happens in Kampala, when all different parties are in that tax, that we are all going to perish. That calls for our participation as Ugandans. That calls for our participations to look at someone's capability. Look at someone's capability to make sure that you vote for that person. Don't vote a party. Don't say that this person is from this party, so I'm going to vote that one. I'm not going to vote this one. I'm telling you, the only thing that Ugandans need now, the only thing that Kampala members need now is to make sure that they are served well, and we cannot serve them when we are divided as leaders. How different I am, I've told you, my ideology is to work everyone who will go through 2021 like me as a woman member of parliament. Because I've seen in KCCA, we've had wrangles between the leaders. And at the end of the day, people have not been helped. Why should I go back where I've seen that we have a problem? I want to solve the problem. I want to have a solution. There isn't anywhere I'm going to say that I won't work with this one, I won't work with this government. I'm going to work with everyone who is going to be in power.
No, first of all, it's not only daydreaming, and it is, but it's also being naive. You see, government is a consolidation of so many different party members. When you look at parliament, different party members sit there. Public service is an amalgamation of different party members. So for someone to want to vie for leadership and is so naive or mind shut that you think if your party president is not going to be in the leadership. For instance, I know President Museveni is going to be the president 2021-2026. That is the actual truth. Members of NRM have risen. They're now 11.9 million. that's where we beat these people the vote. And even here, the vote here in Kampala, there's a lot of votes up country for the NRM. So if someone thinks that you are in the opposition and you cannot work with the existing government, and yet even if you ask me, all their party presidents are working with the existing government because they have iPod where they sit down and discuss. We have an alternative voice in parliament, the leader of opposition. Are they not working with government? So I think some followers follow leaders without good ideological orientation. That's what I can say. That's naivety of the highest order, and I don't know who has told that to you. But my president is going to be president 2021, 2022. It's Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. I am so confident. You know, truth is truth. I'm a Muslim. And they say, you say that truth, even if it's bitter. You see, truth is truth. This president has a vision. She has a vision. Has work, has past deeds that you cannot remove away. When I go to some of these divisions, I meet people that he has killed. When I go to the ghetto initiative, there are things that he has done. Yes, NRM is not perfect. Yeah, because we still have corruption and the other vices that we are trying to fight. But what I'm telling you, holistically looking at it, if you put for me this person and this person, and even most of the leaders of opposition, like Dr. Kizza Besigye, General Muntu, those people have been under this president of mine. So they also know that this guy is a good leader. Yeah, he's a good leader. That's why they're also there trying to vie for leadership in opposition, but they know that NRM is not bad. We need, though, to streamline and correct on the issue of corruption, the issue of land grabbing, the issue of domestic violence. We need to do some work here and there. The issue of impunity, like this person who broke a church at St. Peter's in Deva. We need to really punish such people. They should not be in this system, yeah, that they can do that. So I was happy with the 3 arrests of the policemen and the arrest of that KCCA person. But I want to say, Ugandans, everybody of you who has seen me in service, give Nambi Faridah, because Nambi Faridah in service will be working for everybody, even if I'm NRM. I'll be serving every one of you. And I know, like I know, and I would just put an Islamic word, inshallah, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is the next president of Uganda 2021, 2026. So send to him somebody he can work with, somebody who is going to go there and get things from him for the people. And that is me. So I also want to request you for your friendship, people of Kampala. Please be my friend. It's a scientific election. So Kampala has 1,109 villages. We may not reach everywhere. But I would like you, my friends who are already there, to be there for me such that we deliver this vote. Thank you very much.